Hi, welcome to the practice video for Perpetual Motion. Um, you're joined by my dog in the corner, and it's, I don't know, what is it, December 27th after Christmas. I'm taking a couple weeks off just so I can record these practice videos because they do take a lot of time, but I'm so glad that they can be good resources for you guys. Also, we got a robotic vacuum for Christmas, so hopefully it's not too much noise in the background and it doesn't come in here. Oh my goodness, it's pushing the door open right now. Anyways, alright, so Perpetual Motion is a really fun piece. We end up using it all the way up to book 10 as a fun exercise, and we end up playing a book eventually called 178 Perpetual Motion Variations, and they help teach us lots of skills and techniques. So this is a piece that you will never forget. A student who wants to succeed while playing Perpetual Motion, I would recommend that you're doing your review every day. So now that you're in the middle of book 1, it's really easy to forget to practice Lightly Row and to forget to practice Song of the Wind and Go Tell It Rhodian Long, Long Ago. Please practice those. Those will help you with this piece. It might not seem like it right at the start of this piece, but it's very helpful. Also, you want to be practicing regularly, pretty much every day. You don't want to be a stickler and say you must practice an hour every day, or you must listen to music 3 hours every day, or you're not going to be a good student. That's not true. Just a little bit every single day, like 10 minutes of your normal piece, Perpetual Motion, 5 minutes of review, a couple minutes of scales, and throw in your bow exercises, and you've got a 20 to 30 minute practice session already done. Maybe after this practice session, you can do something fun. Maybe you can make a cup of tea. I have some tea with me right here. It's really good pu'er, and maybe you want to take a fun spa day, and you guys can go buy some bath bombs, do your nails after. Maybe you want to do that for a weekend practice day. Think of something fun. You want to reward yourself because this, practicing is hard work. In order to succeed while you're doing Perpetual Motion, you want to be able to sing this piece really well with the very silly words, and you also want to practice your bow exercises. So those are the 4 things: review, practice regularly, sing the song well, and do your bow exercises. If you're not doing any of those 4 things, then it's going to be very hard to get through this piece. So first, let's sing Perpetual Motion. Have you seen an alligator riding on an elevator? Yes, I've seen an alligator riding on an elevator. I'm sorry. Have you seen a ballerina on her way to Pasadena? Yes, I've seen a ballerina on her way to Pasadena. Have you seen an armadillo climbing ladders with a pillow? Yes, I've seen an armadillo climbing ladders with a pillow. Have you seen an alligator riding on an elevator? Yes, I've seen an alligator riding on an elevator. So listen to your Suzuki CD and sing that a ton before you start this piece. This is a little bit longer of a piece than you're used to, and if you can sing it, you can play it, it'll be very easy for you. Your scales that I would practice in accompaniment to this piece would be your A major scales and arpeggios. So you can play A1, 2, 3, E1, 2, 3, 2, 1, E3, 2, 1, A. Your 3 arpeggios, A2, E3, E2, A. A2, 1, 3, 1, 2, A. Last one, A3 on A, 1 on E, 3 on the E, 1, 3, A. Be able to do those really well. A nice review piece for this one would be Song of the Wind. Can you guess why I might suggest Song of the Wind? A couple of reasons. 1, staccato bow stroke. It's one of the first pieces that we have that's almost all staccato. If you look in your book, staccato is indicated with a dot above the note. And then we can see that in Perpetual Motion. Have you seen an alligator? And then instead of writing dots over every single note of this whole piece, because that would be over 100 dots, they said sempre staccato. And that just means the same staccato throughout the whole thing, so they just don't have to write. Maybe they're lazy, or maybe they're trying to save ink, I don't know. So the form of this piece is really tricky. Remember we had lightly row and we had bread, cheese, cheese, bread. And then even in Go Talent Roti, we have bread, Swiss cheese, cheddar cheese, bread. So we can have a phrase which is a whole sentence of music, and then we have it again and it changes just a little bit. So your first phrase, have you seen an alligator riding on an elevator, is going to be your white bread. Have you seen an alligator riding on an elevator? It's going to end on E, E, E. Second phrase is A prime, I call it, but your wheat bread, and that's going to end on A. Yes, I've seen an alligator riding on an elevator. So, look in your music, find the white breads land on E, the wheat breads land on A. Then you have your Swiss cheese. Have you seen a ballerina on her way to Pasadena? Ended on E. Cheddar cheese. Yes, I've seen a ballerina on her way to... Whoops, I messed up. Yes, I've seen a ballerina on her way to Pasadena. And then we end on A. So then we have the meat, the turkey. And this ends up being the practice spot. I call it the skips because you are going to skip. So you start on 2, and you go down to A, 1, 1. Then you play 3, 1, 2, 2. So you're playing 2 skips, and then you play the note you skipped. 2, A, 1, 1, 3, 1, 2, 2. Take a moment, look at that in the music. It's confusing if you're just listening to me. You need to understand it in your own way. So this is the turkey. Have you seen an armadillo climbing ladders with a pillow? And then we play the same thing again, no changes. Yes, I've seen an armadillo climbing ladders with a pillow. And then we play the beginning, the white bread and then the wheat bread. So if you already learned it once, you can play it here. Have you seen an alligator riding on an elevator? Yes, I've seen an alligator riding on an elevator. A. So the piece starts on A, ends on A. That's a nice memory clue. So, remember how in Twinkle Little Star we had 5 variations, A, B, C, D, and E? Well, Perpetual Motion, in another piece later on, Etude, they have their own variations. So what I just played was called Perpetual Motion Variation A. It's just staccato. The second variation is called B. So you can look in your book and it has the letters A and B right before the treble clef sign. So to practice variation B, you want to play this really well, variation A, in your lesson. It needs to be memorized, you need to know the form really well in your head, you have to sing it for your teacher really well, sing it for your parents at home really well. And then to practice B, you play, variation B, you play the notes A, stop, first finger, 1, 1, stop, second finger down, 2, 2, stop your bow, 3, 3, I messed up. So start again. A, stop. 1, stop. 2, 2, stop. 2, 2 again. Back down to 1, 1, 1, stop. 2, 2, stop. 3. So just do little sections at a time. This can feel very painstaking just like it's taking a long time and it's like, oh, I'm going so much slower, I already know how to play this. But take your time. This is teaching you a new bow stroke called sautiller. And now would be a good time to go look in your bow books to the sautiller page to play that, or to do the exercises. So for variation B, I would do some bouncing balls, thumb pull-ups, and use a fist bow hold while you're practicing these doubles, variation Bs. Let me grab my violin and we can do those. Okay. You're welcome to get out your sheet for bouncing balls if you have one. Luckily mine is right here. And it's probably good to do like 100 of these. One, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, and 99, 100. And then you can color them in. Let's see. I just got some new markers. And this is like a tropical theme I have with the colors. That's what I'm going for. Maybe you can come up with your own theme. And then you can color in 10 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 8, 9, 10. Alright. Okay, so the next exercise are thumb pull-ups. And these are a bit tricky. So you're going to hold the bow over here, not the hair, just the tip, and then lift these 4 fingers. Wow. So these are like pull-ups, but for your thumb. Maybe your parent can demonstrate pull-ups for you. 4, 5. So you're just pulling the bow up. 6. Might be good to do like 100 of these. Maybe 50 to start out if you've never done them yet. But we should have done them in group class, hopefully. Okay, you can pause the video and do more if you like. I also have a sheet for those, but we're running out of time. Alright, so I would grab my fist bowl hold to do variation B. And that's how you practice that. I also realized that I haven't played Perpetual Motion for you yet on violin, so I will play it for you, but at this point, you and your child should be able to use the music and use your ears to play this piece, and we should have gone over, the singing and playing this by ear a little bit in your lesson as well. So we have the white bread. Have you seen an alligator ride? E string, wheat bread. Yes, I. Swiss cheese. Cheddar. A. Turkey. Skips. White bread. Alright, and so you also want to work on the staccato bow exercises in your practice time, so you should be really used to those by now. We've done them a lot. You have your smile stroke, so this is a marker, smiles. You could probably do like 100 of those and make your own sheet for them, thumb squeezes. You could even put it where your violin is, like your bowing. Tiny bow circles, so it's like you're circling the tiny little ring of your sheet. Horsehair and balance point bow hold. And then you would practice it like this. Alright, you'd keep going through the whole piece like that, and then at the end, play it without. See if it's a little bit crisper of a staccato at the end, and also see if it feels easier in your bow to play and to control. I think that is all for this piece. Remember, it's very important to practice every day. If you're like, well, we're really busy, we can only get 2 or 3 days, remember to compare it to a language. So if you were learning a new language, maybe you'd been studying for 6 or 7 months, and then all of a sudden you went back to your home country and you didn't speak the new language for a few days, and then you had to play a recital or play this in group class, think of how difficult that might be. So we're all products of our environment, and it's very important that you practice a little bit every single day, especially in the middle of book 1. It starts to feel easy, and it starts to feel like, oh, we're busy, I'm glad violin is a part of your life, but it needs to be every day. And go to group classes, play these in group, they'll help you on the recital. You want to sing this really well before you play it, and you want to do your bow exercises. So those 4 things will really help you succeed on this piece. Alright, good luck, and I look forward to hearing this in your lesson.